All right, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to day 22 of your Elegance Boot Camp. I see you guys coming through in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. And if you're in the US and you celebrate, we're happy to be here with you all. For anybody new here, hi, I'm Maggie. You know me as Maggie, the substitute teacher from my cooking channel. I'm all about food and femininity. I love helping feminine women attract and keep the masculine man of their dreams. Lucy and I are the founders of the Finishing School for the Modern Woman, which is a privately taught 8-week virtual Saturday school. Enrollment is open. We start again in January. Stay tuned. If you've been on the fence, we will have a Black Friday special on the Finishing School plus some other stuff. So stay tuned. You can go to the Finishing School and join the main mailing list if you want to hear about it first. So we have been doing a series from Vivienne Abena's book, Woman of Elegance. She has a YouTube channel. I highly encourage you all to check her out. She actually put out another video today. It's just always amazing. And she's given us permission to teach her content. So that's what we're doing here. Lucy, please introduce yourself.
Hi, can you hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm Lucy. I have a channel, YouTube channel, mainly focused on teaching Spanish, basic to maybe middle of the road Spanish. And from time to time, I put in topics about elegance, femininity, and society, cultural issues that mostly apply to our side, the women's side. And yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying these 30-minute a day sessions with the book, Vivienne's book. And I wanted to say that today's Vivienne's YouTube post is really good. So once you're done, you may want to go watch it. The title is How to Be Feminine and Soft Even When You Have a Stressful Life. Great topic.
I absolutely love that. And ladies, yes, we often say here, whatever you do to maintain your femininity, you are going to have to be intentional about that. We're creating this space for women who maybe didn't get this type of teaching at home. So Lucy and I are happy to teach you. We don't have daughters, so this is literally our life's work. But the world that we live in, fast-paced, competitive, all of the pressure, some of you all have very demanding jobs, and that masculinity will just continue to come out of you. And then you'll realize, man, I don't look like myself. I don't sound like myself unless you do something about it. So whatever works for you, we are here to support you. But yes, Vivienne's post today was amazing. I watched it first thing this morning. All right, so while everyone is coming in the chat, let's see if I can share my struggle screen and give you all our update on what we are doing. So we're going to share, and let me bring it up. All right, ladies, so we'll do a lightning round on everything that we have covered up to day 22. Hopefully you all have been with us, but if not, you can catch this content Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and also Pinterest and Spotify. Maggie, the substitute teacher, or the Finishing School for the Modern Woman. Day 1, your signature style. Day 2, get that closet organized. Day 3, your shoes and accessories. Day 4, your makeup and hair. Day 5, that grooming, looking neat and smelling nice. Day 6, I always sit up here. This is a hard one for me. Work on that posture, ladies. Then we moved into conversation etiquette. Day 7, make sure you listen more than you speak. Day 8, then think before you talk. Day 9, when you do talk, speak articulately. Day 10, don't share everything. Be discreet. Day 11, Watch that nervous energy. It shows up as a lack of confidence. Day 12, make sure you're well read. You know more than about pop culture, so you're versatile. We moved into the dining space. Make sure you know your table manners, ladies. Day 13, day 14, use those utensils correctly at the table. Everything has a purpose. Day 15, at a restaurant, make sure you can read the menu and know how it's organized. Day 16, what do you do when you eat out with others? We spent day 17 and day 18 talking about afternoon tea, very fun. And now we're in the relationship section of elegance. And I love that there's so many components, ladies. It's not just putting on a fancy dress. All right, day 19, we talked about choosing wisely. That mate selection is huge. Day 20, but don't lose who you are. Make sure you maintain your personality. Yesterday, day 21, we talked about bringing something to the table. That was a big one. Don't just be the receiver. Make sure you're willing to give as well. And then day 22, we are up to don't act desperate, ladies. It's not attractive. Okay. So let me see if I can pull up Vivienne's book. The link is in the description. It's called The Ultimate Elegance Guide. It's on her website. She's allowing you all to get it at a 20% discount. The discount code is Elegance20. But for our students in the finishing school, we have a very generous sponsor. Brandon Eljet has made the book complimentary for all of our students, current and future. So if you want to join us, this will be in your dashboard. All right, so this is Vivienne's book. Let me pull it up so you all can see. It is a digital download, so if you want to get your own copy, you will have immediate access to it. I think it's a great read and a great reminder. So you can see here, she has all the sections that we've been talking about here. The grooming section, then we talked about the conversation section, and now the dining section, and now we are up to relationships. All right, ladies, so let's talk about not acting desperate. Before we begin, Lucy, do you want to add anything?
No, we're good to go.
All right, so let's get into it. What does Vivienne say? Let the man set the pace of your relationship. I want to drop the mic right now. I am done. I am done. We're just getting started, but I am done. You all know, or if you don't know, I do private consultations outside of YouTube. If you're interested in a complimentary consult, teachablemoments.with Maggie.com, you can get all the information. And I was just talking to someone, she may be in the chat, who was in a conversation, in initial conversation with a man, and just like having to pull communication out of him. That sets the tone. The men are leaders. They set the tone. And ladies, if you don't like the tone and the pace that they've set, it's not your job to change it. It's your job to find someone who is moving at the pace that you can get on his program, who does communicate in a way that's easy for you to understand, who does have a vision that you can see yourself in. It's not for you to pick some guy and then wrestle him to the ground. All right, I already went off on a tangent. But anyway, let the man set the pace of your relationship. Don't pressure him to make promises or commitments. Whew, I'm going to stop right there. Ladies, we all want what we want, and I get it. And there's a reason why I'm always telling the young ladies to choose wisely. It's not just because I'm, older lady saying, don't be out here, but it really does waste time. And most of the women that I talk to, when you get into your 30s and 40s and you haven't prioritized relationships, now your hair is on fire. And even if you don't intend to show up as frazzled, like everything that you do comes off as, are you the one? Are you the one? Are you the one? Are we together? And that's not elegant, ladies. Elegance is not rushed. So if you're an older woman, that's fine, but you don't want to show up as desperate. What would you say to that, Lucy?
It also puts pressure on the other party to have to make a decision when they're not ready to do so. Right? If a man is ready to commit to you, he will let you know. He will tell you on the third date, fifth date, third month before the year is over. So please do not rush him into making a commitment, because again, right now what he's doing, if you're starting a relationship, he's just strategizing. He's making sure that that your companionship or relationship with you is the right one for him. And you, on the other hand, if you want to be with that man, this is the time for you to show him what you can provide or bring into the relationship.
This is such a big one, and I'll come to what you all are saying in the chat. But I love what Lucy said about if he's interested in you, he will let you know, which is a true statement. I'm actually even going to do a click back from that. Ladies, if he's interested in any relationship, he will let you know. I'm working on another like course and teaching. You all will hear about that. I'll be doing a private class on December 2nd or 1st. You'll find out. But one of the things that I'm realizing, the red thread of a mistake that a lot of women are making is that not only are you choosing a man who's not interested in you, you're choosing a man who's not interested in anyone. Everything that he does shows up as, I'm just here to have fun. I just want something casual. I just want something light. They're telling you that. Don't blow past that, ladies. If you choose to entertain that, you already know what the end is. He told you from the beginning, or everything that he did showed up that way. Now, here's the thing, ladies, doesn't make him a bad person, but it doesn't mean you get what you want just because you want it. So a man is going to create the life he wants for himself. If he wants to be a family man and be in a long-term relationship or marriage, he will say so. And he will be acting that way before he finds you. You are not going to make somebody turn into a relationship person. He's already going to be at a point in his life where he's ready for a relationship, and he's just looking for the feminine asset to his masculine brand. So, another reason why I say wasting time and messing around with people who aren't ready just means that hurt, damage, experiences, okay, fine, do what you do. We don't judge here. But then you're going to get to a point where you are ready and now you're playing catch up. So that's what I'm going to be teaching, is so that you all can really understand how someone is moving if they're ready or they're not. But yeah, I love that. He's not only going to tell you, he's not only going to tell you that you are the one, he's going to say, I'm looking for this kind of woman. So yeah, I love that. Thank you for saying that, Lucy. I'm a little passionate about this one. What does Vivienne say? She says, even if you feel age isn't on your side, do not extract marriage proposal from him. Oh my goodness. Where are the ladies with the ultimatums? Oh, it's so simple, but ladies, we can't change him. And I will say this. If you ever make a man feel like he's doing something to shut you up or just give you what you want, so you stop nagging him and just, okay, fine. That's not the spirit that we dreamed of when we wanted marriage and long term. If he ever gets to that point, first of all, a masculine man is not going to let you wrestle him to the ground. He'll just find somebody who's going to get on his program, full stop. But if you do have a man that lets you twist him into a pretzel, he will silently resent you for that. So, yes, if you're older, just say, I'm older, for whatever reason, maybe second time around like me, or, I didn't prioritize it, but now I'm ready to prioritize it. But men control access and timing of relationships. Women control access and timing of intimacy. We learned that from the late, great Kevin Samuels. What would you add, Lucy?
Uh, Perfectly said. And I think back to those TikTok videos or YouTube videos where we see the woman doing the getting on her knee and asking the guy to marry him in front of people. Such an emasculating thing. That's not gonna, if the guy says yes, ooh, to that. There's a fly in my house. If a guy says yes to that, you're also going to resent him eventually, because that's not the man you want. You want a masculine man that will take the initiative to ask you to marry him. And if you're not the one, I have seen relationships where the guy breaks up with him and then he finds another woman right away and he marries that other woman because that was the one that was for him. So just, yeah, acting that it's just becoming, it becomes an overwhelming situation for both of you. You shouldn't be in a situation where you're begging the guy to love you, because there's a song, I can't make you love me if you don't. So if a man does not love you, there's nothing you can do to make him love you the way you want him to.
That is so true. I've got a personal story I'll share with you all. Some of you have heard it, but we share from our life experience here. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat so I can get caught up. What Celine is full. Okay. Are you full from the teaching or from eating? I misunderstood. Lady Navoa says, ladies, I have to sing tonight for our Thanksgiving services, but you'll be listening to you till you leave. Absolutely. Y'all are free to multitask here. Absolutely. Everybody coming in and saying hello. Yes, we are Lucy and Maggie, Maggie and Lucy. Some of y'all know us as Laverne and Shirley. Some of you all know us as Salt and Pepper. Shout out to Zoom to Thailand. Some of you all know us as, what was the
Maggie
latest one?
Lou.
Maggie Lou.
Maggie Lou.
So yes, we have several names, but we are passionate about the older women teaching the young. It's important to us. We got Tara in the house, one of our students. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone, whether you're celebrating today or some of y'all are celebrating this evening. Hello, Lawrence. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, y'all are talking about Thanksgiving. We got new people in. Hello, Burnaby. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all are ready to eat for sure. We got Dr. Sherry Peel Jackson in the house. Thank you for coming back. What does Celine say? Going into my mid-20s, I'm working on being the best version of myself, putting away acting desperate, which happened in my early 20s. Really happy to hear that. And it's actually interesting because usually we women start to act more desperate as we age. Oftentimes you see the younger women because that's when you're at your prime, kind of walking around like, can't nobody tell you anything. But that is the time, ladies, to use your powers for good and not evil, and find a good guy. And what did Kevin Samuel say? Get on down the path. Would you add anything to that, Lucy?
No, but I'd like to, Dr. Sherry Peel Jackson's comment. I want to, no, this is not it. Hold on just a
Uh-huh.
second. Uh, oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Both my fathers and my uncle's last wives asked them to marry them. Neither relationship worked out. That goes back to, getting down on your knee for the man to say yes to the marriage proposal.
Okay, class, a little bit of story time. This is wrong on so many levels. And it just really goes to show that a lot of women today don't understand marriage, don't understand relationships, and don't understand men. And it's heartbreaking. I will say until I am no longer here, we are not equal. We are equally valued. We have completely different roles. And I think the proposal is a huge example of that. Back in the past, ladies, a man would go make himself. He had to earn the right to ask for a woman's hand in marriage. And usually he was asking the father or older brother or uncle or someone who was making sure that she was spoken for until he was able to prove that he could provide for her, roof over her head. She wouldn't go hungry. She wouldn't be destitute. This modern world that we live in where women are just like, oh, all I have to do is ask. Again, when a man is considering a relationship, it is not from the lovey-dovey Disney fantasy lie that we have been sold. And I love love. You will not find anybody more into love than me. However, when a man considers giving his name, his ring, his last, his protection, his provision to a woman, that is basically a version of the ultimate sacrifice. That means I will go out, I will go without so you don't have to. If I have to defend the enemy at the gate so you and the children can continue my legacy, I am willing to pay the ultimate price. I get very passionate about this and a little emotional because I am a boy mom, and we're teaching them now what they have to do to be able to command the amount of respect and responsibility that it is. So ladies, just thinking that you're just going to ask a man to marry you, you've completely put the cart before the horse, because I will ask you, are you willing to go hungry so that he can eat? Are you willing to go without so that he can have? Are you willing to get up at night so that he can go to safety? I would argue you would say no. So we are not equal. We need to stop this foolishness. Never propose. When I was young, met a boy, fell in love. Oh, young love, puppy love, whatever you want to call it. And I thought, coming from a small town, we would get married and have babies, and it was just going to be wonderful. And he told me no. He was like, no, I want to go live my life. I want to go to college and be a frat boy and do all these things. I want to sow my oats or whatever. Destroyed me, broke my heart. I went home and cried in my pillow, thought life was over. Ultimately, I did go to college and married my college boyfriend, and you all know the rest is history. Life actually brought us back together post-divorce. And when I tell you, ladies, he is everything that I wanted back then, but he had to go through his own journey and decide, now I'm ready for this type of woman. There is absolutely nothing that I could have done to nag him, to beg him, to plead him, to threaten him, to give ultimatums. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, enough of my ranting. What else would you say, Lucy?
Yeah, you're right. A man is going to do what he's going to do no matter what. And the more you rant, the more you beg, the more. And ultimately, why would you want to be with somebody that really has shown you that he does not want to completely be with you? I mean, and that goes back to just making sure that you are, a well developed person emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, on all those that thing, because then it becomes a codependency issue, and then it becomes just overwhelming. I can't imagine the poor guy having that person wanting to be with him even though he doesn't want to be with you. That's embarrassing.
Goodness. Yeah, absolutely. Embarrassing is definitely one word for it. So, ladies, we are here to help you and teach you so that you know how to make good decisions. Don't believe into this lie, especially for us professional women who think that the leading and the bossing and the success that we have at work is going to translate into relationships. It's completely different. You need to be able to do both. You have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time, and check that ego and wait. Believe me, when he does it in his own time and in his own power, it will be 10 times better than you could have even dreamed. Believe me. Mondo Ray says, oh, my aunts say they love what you're doing, Miss Maggie. Shout out to the aunties. Thank you so much. We appreciate you here. You guys are growing and learning. Yes, peace and blessings. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. 10 years is a long time. I mean, relationships are different, but absolutely, especially if you're young. Look, I had to move on. I wanted marriage and family. So I married a man who was older and who was ready. Oh, you guys are still talking about Thanksgiving. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, let's see. We'll get caught up on the comments. Oh, Lauren says Maggie is right. Thank you. I forgot what I said already. We got Clue Channel in the house. What does Celine say? I went on a date with a young man a couple of weeks ago and he told me he's not quite ready for a relationship in general, which I respect a lot more than a guy who would play head games and string you along. I love that. And thank you for sharing that. And ladies, as much as it may be painful to get rejected, which men are all the time, but as much as it may hurt to want something and not get it, it is actually a blessing. I think more often than not, men are telling you what their intentions are. I don't really think they're lying and playing games. I think what's really happening is that we women are like, yeah, 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 I know, but you haven't met anybody like me yet. And you really think, special snowflake or whatever you want to call it, that you're going to change that man. I promise you, you will not. What would you say to that one, Lucy?
Exactly. They do tell you, it's not only telling you, they show you that, if they don't spend time with you, if their time is broken, they only spend a couple of hours over the weekend, that you are not their priority. So they may not tell you, they usually do. They do tell you, but if they don't, their actions will show you that you're not their priority.
Yes, I'll give you all some teaching that I did in one of my consults. Are you okay on time, Lucy? Are we all right?
We're good.
Okay. Um, Ladies, and this is what I'm going to expound on, but one of the things I asked my consults, I'll give you three things. So she said, my man, my man, this, me and my man, my man. And I just asked her, I said, does he call you his woman the same way you're always calling him my man? The answer was no. Then the other thing I asked her, I said, when he talks about the future, does he talk about his goals, his personal goals and objectives, or does he talk about a future with you in it? I would like for us, or we, or I'm planning. Or does he talk about, I would like to get to this place financially or promotion or whatnot? And she was like, he doesn't talk about us. I said, if you didn't call him and go, and I'm not talking about playing any games, ladies, I'm talking about looking at things objectively so you can make an informed decision. If you didn't call him and say, hey, what are you doing? Can I come over? Can you come over? If he takes 2 or 3 days to reach out and you think you're in a relationship, what she realized is she was his feminine companion. Now, that may be acceptable for you. None of this makes anybody a bad or a good person. But a lot of times we can believe we're in a relationship that the man never established. So, ladies, take some time to pump the brakes. And, like what Lucy said, observe his behavior. If he's acting like this is just casual and light and fun, that's where he is. You would be much better off to exit with grace if relationships are a priority for you, and find a man or be found by a man who is actively looking and actively vetting a woman who is wife material. Because believe me, they move very differently. They will stand on their square and say, I am looking for a wife and mother to my future children. And if you're not used to that, it will throw you. And then here's the other tip, ladies, if you are entertaining that type of behavior that's just not really going anywhere, you will be unavailable to someone who's really trying to vet you as a wife because you're preoccupied over here. So another reason why I say, ladies, the casual stuff wastes so much time, and it's time that you don't have. I love what Lisa says here. Ultimatums are so desperate and definitely cause resentment. Yeah, absolutely. And we love that young man that said he's not interested in a relationship. Shout out to the men. They know what they want. We just need to listen. What would you say to that, Lucy?
I agree. If it's not what they say, watch their actions, and they will both tell you exactly what their intentions are.
All right. Absolutely. Let's go back to Vivienne. Y'all are really active in the chat. We love it. Let's see what else Vivienne says on day 22. Okay. So we talked about that lopsided marriage proposal. Ugh. Okay, she says sex and moving in with him should be reserved until after marriage. Ooh. Okay, ladies, offering him wifely favors won't make him commit to you any faster. So let's pause and collect ourselves. Whew. This makes me think about Vivienne's post earlier today. And ladies, we're adults here. Ultimately, you decide what you do with your body. Lucy and I are going to share with you, our perspective, but you take it, for whatever it's worth to you and make decisions. But I loved what Vivienne said in her post today about casual sex or casual relationships. It's not elegant, but also she had a point in there about it's like bonding and breaking, bonding and breaking, bonding and breaking over and over, which, yes, wastes time, but also causes damage. Um, you know, Look, we both married young. Lucy and I both married young and now in our second relationship. So I know this is a sensitive one because especially ladies, we believe in these modern women believe that this is how we show empowerment, conquering, having this body count, just doing all the things a man can do. And again, I will say, we're not men. We're not built like them. I don't care who you are and what you think, but as a woman, you do have an emotional connection to the people that you're intimate with. And you can try to push it down and act like it's not there. But how many OnlyFans girls have we seen like crying online that they regret it? How many city girls have we seen saying like now, they're ready for marriage and family? What she says here about sex and moving in with him. Look, I've never lived with anyone I'm not married to. I understand a lot of people think that's the best way to get to know somebody to live together. I would disagree. I don't have the statistics off the top of my head, and that's not even where I speak from, but there is a difference in being husband and wife and just being, roommates or friends with benefits. So, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like, you have to be a virgin until marriage. I know people do what they want to do, but at least reserve it for someone who really cares about you and is really intentional about you, because you're going to bring that baggage with you into your other relationships. And I would rather you ladies say, I was in a relationship that I thought was leading to marriage and it ended for whatever reason, as opposed to I was riding the carousel and now I'm ready to get off. What would you say to that, Lucy?
Yes, and quite honestly, you don't need to be with men after men after men. What you can do if you break up one relationship, give yourself time to work on yourself, to just develop those areas that did not work out with that other person. Once you start completing yourself as a person and become fully developed, the right person is going to find you. There's no need to be with a man because what? Because of your neck, your needs. Come on, ladies, you got to be feminine. You have to save yourself for that special person. If you gave yourself to somebody that you thought was special and it didn't work out, okay, but you don't need to jump from one to the other, trying to put all those pieces together. So when you get to the last person, you have nothing to offer when it comes to you and your womanly thing, persona, character, and so forth. So, unfortunately, with the Western society, women have been told that they can be like men when it comes to intimacy, but it doesn't work that way. We are wired differently. Women, we we bond with each person that we have that intimacy with. And the more you meet different men, that bonding breaks. You later on, it's like Velcro. Every time that you put your Velcro on, then at the last time, Velcro is not going to stick. So just be careful on the amount of folks that you have intimate relationships with, because it's ultimately, it breaks you, it hurts you, and you see it all these ladies crying in social media why they can't find anyone to be with them.
I love that, and forgive me for laughing, but I had a visual of the Velcro. Y'all know the Velcro strips that don't work anymore, and you're like, "Why does this thing keep popping off?" But yeah, ladies, I mean, Lucy is right. So, we're coming up on the holidays, 2024 is around the corner. I'm not anybody who believes in like New Year's resolutions, but it is a time to kind of say, okay, if I've been doing things that aren't serving me, if marriage and family is important to you, believe me, the man that you are supposed to be with, your future husband, doesn't want you to have all those experiences. He wants to be your uh, your desire, your desire. What does Mondo say? After the BS that is another content creator, it's good women have a rational place to come to as far as elegance and knowing it's okay to respect your man. Absolutely. And it's okay to work out whatever issues you may have. And yes, I would say work out your issues discreetly, ladies. I mean, being elegant is not about being picture perfect. We've talked about a lot of real world things, and it's just not for public consumption. And your reputation matters, ladies. And I loved what Lucy said. When you have so many casual experiences, even if we just talk about the elegance part of it, right? The relationship part is always a priority, but it makes you hardened because it is hope and disappointment, hope and disappointment, hope and disappointment. And just like if you watch Vivienne's video, like any scar on your body, it becomes calloused, it becomes tough, it becomes it's just different. And so when you do meet a man who's genuinely interested in you, you already have an attitude. You're already looking for every little thing that he does because you've been disappointed so many times. You're expecting him to do the same, and you're making that man pay a price that he didn't do that to you. So it's so important. It makes you difficult and it makes you more masculine. So even if the relationship stuff doesn't matter to you, if you want to be feminine, that does mean discretion in a lot of ways. Our words, our dress, and our bodies, ladies. What does the Clue Channel say? This house smells like heaven. Can't wait till tomorrow. Man, y'all are still talking about Thanksgiving. I thought he was talking about the training. Okay, let us continue. Y'all are still talking about the gentleman who was honest. I love that. Yes, perfect timing. Okay. I'm just scrolling to see what else you all have in the channel. In the chat. Oh, yay. Okay. Ooh, what does Lisa say? And for some women, it's all about winning. It's a game and they can't handle rejection. You know what I'm noticing, ladies? Have you all seen some of these TikToks? And I don't know why a woman would subject herself to this, where they go to a man in public with a microphone and they literally are like offering themselves, like, hey, want to hook up or want my. And he says, nah, I'm good. I am mortified for them. And they try to play it off like, why not? What's wrong with me? Ladies, it is so out of order. But I like what Lisa's saying here. Yes, this celebrating body counts and whatnot. I mean, it's just so wrong. Don't use your body to play a game that you don't want to win. What would you say to that one, Lucy?
Yes, and if you notice, those women doing those interviews already have OnlyFans accounts. So they're the ones that have been, showing themselves to hundreds and thousands of random men, and then they go on the street thinking that they're probably going to get the same treatment on the street from real, face to face men, instead of what they get when they get on camera and do their thing. So they're getting a real taste of reality once they go out and the men say, no, no, thank you.
Yes, and I've said this before, but I will share it here, ladies. Attention is not the same as intention. Men will watch, men will look, men will, have the googly eyes and enjoy the show and have no future plans for you. So I want you ladies to be more discerning and don't confuse attention with intention. I love what the Clue Channel is saying here. There is no future without her. My plans involve her. That's very sweet. It's making me think of what my man said when I asked him, babe, what would life be without me? And he looked dead at me. It'd be the same. Was like, "Mm." He was like, somebody's going to get on my program. I hope it's you. Yes, that is the way that he talks to me. So y'all, trust me.
At least he responds to those questions. For me, if I come to those hypothetical questions, he just takes a deep breath. Here you go again with those questions. But that's who we are, women. We ask those silly questions, and for men, it's like, what? This is not doing anything. We're not building anything with those questions. You're just imagining things. Why are you coming to me with those questions? I love them. They're so practical.
We are agents of chaos, ladies. Men are like, really? We're doing this again? And I'm like, do you love me? Why do you love me? Y'all know how we are, okay? I'm not alone, but I'll be vulnerable and say I do the same thing, ladies. I wanted to hear something warm and fuzzy and I was yanked back into reality. Oh my goodness. Yes, the timing. Timing is important, ladies. Yes. And Lisa says actions speak louder than words. And ladies, sometimes, like me, you can be the wrong woman, the right woman at the wrong time. But there's absolutely nothing that I could have done. All I could do is what I did. Exit with grace and go find someone who was ready. Oh, Lauren says, yes, ladies, wait no matter what he says. If I can wait 2 years, then he can. Dr. Sherry says, wow. My dad says, why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? I will say this, ladies. How do I want to say this? If you are known to have been giving the milk for free, and then all of a sudden you absolutely control what you say yes to, it's just going to be a harder sell when you have that reputation from the past, ladies. And that's just the truth, okay? I'm not saying you have to do anything, but again, young ladies, this is why it's really important to make wise decisions, because you don't want a trail of tears behind you and then you're like, no, now I'm ready to. Can it work? Yes, but men will be, really? Mm. The Clue Channel says, thank you, Miss Maggie. Men and women are not the same. We're not. Oh, the soul ties. Talk to someone about that. Absolutely. Let's see what else Vivienne has to say, and then we will come back to the chat to wrap it up. Okay, I think we covered it. Offering him wifely favors won't make him commit to you any faster. Yeah, I mean, ladies, whether you agree or you don't, there is a difference in being married. There just is. And I know we have all types of different relationships and common law and, life partners and whatnot. But I do think some things should be saved for marriage. I still value it. And I know for various reasons, a lot of men have pause when it comes to marriage, but I would say if they really encountered a woman who was consistently carrying herself as a wife before they met her, I believe most men would honor that. That's what I believe. What do you say, Lucy?
Yeah, and believe it or not, with how terrible Western society treats men uh, during a divorce, during child custody, men still want to marry. Men still want to find that good woman because again, it's innate. We want that special person next to us. And it's funny. I'm thinking about okay, but if you're gonna get married, make sure that you do a prenup because, of how things are here. I talked to my husband, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I said, babe, maybe we should do a post nup. And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, because I hear that a lot of men lose a lot if, heaven forbid, they get divorced. And he's like, why are you talking about divorce? This is not even, it doesn't even apply to us. But men are noble. Once they're with you, they're going to get you the stars and the moons and everything because that's who they are. And unfortunately, that is something that we've lost somehow. We've lost the ability to see when you get a good man and you marry him, that should be for the long run, not just because tomorrow you're going to be bored and you want something, something else to make you happy. You have to develop yourself to be on your own, happy but yourself, because nobody else will make you happy but yourself. But men, they're noble, and when they find the right woman, they will go to battle for you anytime,
I
anywhere,
agree.
anyhow.
I agree. And I like that you said when they find the right woman. And ladies, it's true. When a man, I'll say it again, men fall in love with us over time by what we do for them and who we are to them consistently. So a man is not going to have the same falling into love, the same like our eyes met across the room. I love all that stuff too, but ladies, it's just not the real world. So you really need to understand the nature of a man. And because you want his name, his ring, his covering, his protection, he gets to decide who he gives that to. So when he finds a good woman and the woman that's for him, absolutely, he will give his last. But ladies, trying to force that out of a man that doesn't see you as a wife and doesn't see you as a wife yet, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. I do want to respond to what Charles D says. Hello, Charles. My first time seeing you here. He says relationships will mature, develop, and move naturally without the pressure of marriage. You can look at this many ways. There are no right or wrong answers. Let each relation stand on its own merits. I understand what you're saying and I don't disagree. However, I've always said here, I realize there are different kinds of relationships. Lucy and I come from traditional backgrounds. We promote traditional marriage, long term relationships, coupling up, pair bonding, life partners, whatever you want to call it. But I do agree and I understand not everybody wants to get married, and that's fine. I am only speaking to the women that find me in their mid to late 30s or, God forbid, early 40s, and they've either given their best years to corporate or maybe have been, extended hot girl summers, and now they desperately want marriage and family. And now what do I do? So I always say, ladies, if marriage and family is important to you, prioritize it. I knew from the time I was a little girl, I always saw myself as a wife and mother. So if you have that in you, it's not going to go away. That drum beat is only going to get bigger and stronger and louder as you get older. I remember coming up as, college, and you all know there's like that 5 to 7 year period where you're going to weddings and baby showers and all that because it's just the natural progression of life for most of us. So if you're going to beat it back and say, oh no, I'm fine. But really, that's what you want. That's why I'm here to sound the alarm. But I 100% understand. I shared with you all I was married at 25, met my ex-boyfriend, sorry, my ex-husband. He was my college boyfriend. Met him at 18 and got married right after college. Loved being married. Have two boys from the marriage, so I don't regret it. But I always say I got caught up in that modern woman. We're equal. We can do anything a man can do. And that's why I'm really passionate about this until, 10 years and two kids later, I hit the wall. But I love what Lucy said about men and that noble character. The divorce is amicable now, and the boys actually live with their dad on paper. I have custody, but the boys need their father. I mean, they're 14 and 16 now. We're able to work things out. He's not trying to destroy me, and I'm not trying to destroy him. Marriage, I mean, divorce, is difficult, but it doesn't have to be ugly. You don't have to rip each other to shreds. So yes, there are different type of relationships. Sometimes people don't want to marry again. Sometimes people just want feminine companionship or whatever because, their own reasons. But I would say more often than not, there's still that genuine love. But I don't disagree. I just wanted to explain. What would you say, Lucy?
And also, if you come into a relationship thinking that there's a transaction, somehow it's a transactional relationship, the divorce is going to be worse because what you're going to be divorcing for and looking out for on the divorce is all the material stuff that you want after you split up. So, I mean, relationships should never be a transactional concept. It should be, the husband, he leads, he chooses me to be with him till the rest of our lives. Anything else, everything else is just distraction. It's the relationship between the man and the woman.
Agree. And Charles D says, right, men move with honor and duty. I agree, and ladies, men do, not boys, men do. So make sure, even if he is a adult male, being a man is a very different quality. Charles D says, women generally move with feelings and feelings can change. And that's when things fall apart. I hate to say it, but I agree. That's why we're agents of chaos. I mean, I know a woman now that said after 20 something years and her husband provided for her, she divorced him because she was bored. I couldn't even understand like a man giving up his life to go provide for you. And just because he's not, doing the exciting things that you want, you divorce him and now you're out here working. Okay, I guess that's an option. But I think we really have a misunderstanding of what real relationships are. Relationships are sacrifice. And yes, there are going to be moments, right? We're coming up on the holidays. We'll exchange gifts. I'll be traveling. We go places on special occasions. But the everyday, there we should love the consistency. That's what men do to provide until they can't. No, you're laughing at the extended hot girl summers. Y'all know those hot girl summers turn into hot girl decades. So, yeah. Let me see. I think we got through all of a couple more. Sabrina says, you are absolutely right. Boys need their father. Children always gave their mother the home, but definitely good to allow the boys to live with their father once they are teenagers. There are just things that boys can only learn from their father. I'm telling y'all, and if you think it was an easy decision, it wasn't. My ex-husband said our youngest, who is very bright, but doesn't always make the best decisions, he wanted him in military school. My ex-husband has military on his family. I don't. And I could have been one of those, oh, we're not doing this. But I listened to their father. He my ex-husband, but I still submit him when it comes to the boys. And I can't tell you, ladies, I remember going into work after we sent him to military school, just crying. And the corporate women that I work with, what? You must not love your children. So yes, just consider the source, but he's doing great now. Charles D says, yes, I agree. Divorce can be easy. It depends on the people involved. My first divorce was easy. The second was a disaster. Yikes. Charles has had some experience. Lisa says, couples mistake all the time infatuation with real love. Yeah, I'll end on this, ladies. Love is a decision. I think I heard it in a country song, something like love is a verb, which means you act it out. I choose to love. I choose to be here. We shouldn't enter in relationships or marriage flippantly, and we shouldn't exit out of them flippantly. I gave everything, and sometimes you can be two good people, but just not good for each other. And we co parent so well now. So, anything else? Oh, you're so nice. It's $M Brown. Thank you. And Lucy's is $Luke Hazley. Anything to add, Lucy?
Yeah, and there's an old quote or saying about marriage having like the ball and chain. And you know what? If you're ready to have that ball and chain throughout the rest of your life, anything that comes, you will deal with it however it comes. If there's no, really physical abuse, you can take on the world with your husband, and you should make that decision. You staying in a marriage, it's a decision you make. You either decide to go it all the way, or you're gonna get bored from one to the other to the other.
Yeah, you'll get bored, but believe me, ladies, Lucy and I have shared older women, 47, I am. I'll be 48 next week. And Lucy has shared that she's 57. Believe me, ladies, as you age, that thrill that you think you want to be here, there, and everywhere, you are going to crave stability like your last breath. Believe me, take it from two older women. Thank you all so much. Aw, thank you, Clue. I appreciate that. We received a $10 Cash App. Very generous. Thank you for the support. All right. And Lucy, maybe you want to check your Cash App. In the meantime, something has arrived. I don't know if you want to see what it is. And then we're going to dismiss.
Thank you, Clue.
All right. So,
Let's see it.
absolutely. So the Elegance Boot Camp is our 30-day continuous stream. It was supposed to be a 30 for 30. We actually will be here tomorrow, ladies. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's open to everyone. We wanted to give you all a taste of what the finishing school is like. If you want to continue learning with us, we have courses. I do consults. We have on-demand courses that you can take right away. And then the finishing school starts January 6th. Killis says, yay, the unboxing. The Clue channels.
Thank you, Hold on. Thank you, Dr. Jackson, for the Cash App as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So if you weren't here, I don't know how many days ago, they are all blurring together. There was an episode where I had on one of these pullovers, these little quarter zip pullovers, and it had my name embroidered. And Lucy was like, what is that? Is that from your merch? And I said, no, it's actually from a brand called Marley Lily. So Mr. Option One came through and made a donation for matching Maggie and Lucy jackets. So this arrived today. I am going to overnight it to Lucy, but I actually put a poll on my page for you all to vote on what you wanted. So we have a quarter zip pull-up that's Maggie. Wait, hold on, let me put it in front of the camera. And Lucy. So I'm going to ship this to her. Let me open up mine so you all can see. None of this is sponsored, y'all. This is actually sponsored by Mr. Option One. Marley Lily is a brand that I wear, but they embroider everything. So your clothes, your hats, your keychains, whatnot. So You all voted for red. So you can see here, it's very soft material. It is, I'm going to take you down just for a second, Lucy, so they can see. So you all can see here. All right. So I have mine, and then we're going to get Lucy with hers. So we'll be wearing our matching Maggie and Lou. And it is very nice material, like fleece on the inside. So this is the Marley Lily Maggie jackets have arrived. So coming soon to a stream near y'all. This is going out to Lucy. This your option one is the man. Yeah, y'all love it. That was the other one. We are also known as Kid and Play. I can't with y'all. The Kid and Play jackets have arrived. Oh, y'all
Salt
like
and
the
pepper too.
Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, Laverne and Shirley, Maggie and Lucy, Maggie Lou. We're going to have a collection of names. I'm just glad that you all are here. All right. So we are done. We will let you all have your evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with your family if you're celebrating tomorrow. Lucy, we're still on for tomorrow at my 9, your 6. All right. So if y'all want to gather up the family, we will have day 23 for the Elegance Boot Camp tomorrow night. Please share, and thank you all for your support. Anything to close us out, Lucy?
Thank you all for your comments. Thank you, mods. Thank you for the super chat. Is it super chats? No, cash apps. Thank you for the cash apps. And thank you for being here. We love to see you engaged in the comments and have great comments and great questions as well. Thank you so much. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Oh my God. I can't with y'all. Okay. Good night, everybody. Y'all are a mess.